Hi, everybody. Back there's a bouquet of flowers my husband got for me. It's our anniversary today. It's interesting. I've been wanting to post since yesterday, so what I've been wanting to talk about. Well, um, let's see. My house is always a mess. My health is always up and down, though today I'm having a decent day. Um, and I've been taking two online classes. One is for child development, challenging behaviors. I'm working at a school. I'm also trying to work on improving the physical workspace, but I don't know what the teacher's gonna let me do. So we'll see about that. I've been talking to the principal and the teacher that I work with because I'm an instructional aide. I'm just going to put that aside for now, but I'm all caught up in both my classes. I'm taking the child development, challenging behavior classes, and an intro to health in regards to illnesses. I might want to go into the public sector or public health in regards to fighting for neurodivergent affirming care, for us people who are neurodivergent and have hypermobility and all the kinds of stuff that, like, for some reason we can't seem to get insurance to cover and we always seem to pay out of pocket. I think I may have told the story about how I wanted to get evaluated for EDS. I've been told several times I'm hypermobile, I'm on the spectrum, but I haven't been confirmed to completely be EDS. And I've been evaluated at Kaiser, and so I went to talk to Sutter Health because that's who I'm with now, through Blue Cross Primera. And here's the crazy thing: the rheumatology at Sutter does not evaluate for that, but they had sent me over to another place that's literally in the same building. They're both in the same building in Berkeley, California, on two different floors. One is called the Comfort Clinic, and one is the rheumatology for Sutter Health. I went to Comfort Clinic. It was $900. I put it on my card. They, the doctor, had diagnosed me that I was pretty much on the spectrum, that I have to see if I have mitral valve prolapse, which I did get diagnosed with once at Kaiser and they took that away, or aortic, I'm going to get it wrong, I think it's aortic spastic something rooted, I don't have it in front of me. Be more prepared next time. Anyways, it's something with the aorta, and I'll look into that because I'm talking to a cardiologist. I just sent back to my monitor, and with the anemia and all that, I'm looking into that kind of stuff. So yesterday, here's a couple things that are ticking me off. I've tried several times with genetics through UCSF to get genetic testing. I think what people are trying to do nowadays is get their whole sequence done in regards to figuring out what they might be prone for chronic illnesses. I already kind of have a sequence done through 23andMe. I just got another tag on endometriosis saying that there is a higher likelihood for me. I've also had that come up for Hashimoto's, diverticulitis, I'm not going to say that right, GI stuff, different things. Anyways, so the big frustration yesterday is I did finally go to rheumatology. And I keep forgetting that I wanted to talk about neuropathy and nerve pain, and I don't even know that if that's a rheumatology thing. But anyways, because I have such weakness in my wrists and things and muscular stuff, I, for the longest time in my life, thought it was all about my cycle, related to my cycle. And then I would be like, well, maybe it's a blood circulation thing or whatever. And now that I know if I have hypermobility, I definitely know that there's definitely like a weakness here and not feeling strong. And there's other parts of my body that feel that way, that connect to the anemia and all that other stuff. I don't know if I have POTS. I did have mast cells discovered in my small intestines, which I don't know if that means mast cell activation or MCATs or whatever, because there was two different ones listed. So the big issue is I went to rheumatology at Sutter, and they really couldn't be helpful at all. No, Just like when I tried to go see the ear, nose, and throat doctor, because apparently ear, nose, and throat doctors don't have to deal with hypermobility issues. He did give me like a forward to a doctor in Danville for TMJ stuff, but like I really do feel like I want to look into myofunctional release and see if there's any issues with tongue ties and the buccal muscle is very tight. There's just a lot of tightness here. And I'm working on getting an MRI for my neck, because we did MRI for my brain, but we didn't do it for the neck. I'm always tight here. It just feels like it's a lot for my body to just hold me up sometimes. Going up and down stairs makes me very winded. So the big issue is the rheumatology doctor emailed me and said, go to your primary care doctor. They can do an assessment for that. I emailed my primary care doctor and they said, no, rheumatology is supposed to assess fibromyalgia. So ping pong, ping pong, ping pong, ping pong. And I was just so angry. I was so angry that I looked on my Primera Blue Cross card. My husband works for a company that's stationed in Washington. And so I looked under the insurance website and they had something for like customer care or someone you call to help you like navigate when you're having a hard time. And I pretty much finally got through to someone yesterday and was like, look, I have hypermobility, I'm neurodivergent, I'm having these issues just trying to find proper care, being bounced back and forth, paying out of pocket, it's driving me crazy. And they said they would call me back. So I also was like, whatever, and went online and was looking for, trying to connect with the I'm sorry, I'm going to say it wrong, the EDS Society, trying to find something in the Bay Area, the East Bay, trying to like talk to people and be like, hey, how do you navigate finding healthcare givers, providers who you can get some of your stuff covered from insurance. What I ended up on was a website for a clinic, EDS clinic, and I filled out all the work, and of course it took like an hour, and I was like putting in all my primary care doctors. It's always fun for us ill folk who have to constantly go to different websites and things and re-put in the same information over and over and over and over. So I got through, and then they sent me a message this morning saying they had an appointment for this Friday, very fast, at 8:30 or 9:30, and I work at that time, so I don't know if I want to take the day off. And here's the cat's pajamas. It's a $450 charge, and it's a telehealth video. Yeah. So here I go with my weighing scales going, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Because I've never had a good time trying to do any type of assessment on a telehealth. I talked to somebody through genetics at UCSF. They were trying to do an evaluation for hypermobility on the computer. And I'm not the most obvious person. You have to see me in person. There's some things I definitely have. There's some things I don't quite qualify as. So I'm definitely on the spectrum in many ways. So I don't know. Because I still haven't gotten any of that 900 covered, and I have a credit card debt of like $7,000 just for like all the different health stuff. And, you know, I've done GI mapping out of pocket. I've done Dutch test twice out of pocket. I've done Clarity X tests out of pocket, which that was the most interesting one because they'll test you against medication and pharmaceuticals to tell you what works best for your body. And there's probably more. But my point is like, there's so much that insurance doesn't cover or doesn't cover partially, or look at you like you're crazy because they don't know what you're talking about, and you have to go find someone out of network who might not be covered. And it's like, I just want to get everything working together, okay? You can't pay for like 90% of it. Help me pay for like 60% of it or 70% of it, or at least help me try to find somebody to talk to. I think the biggest thing that's helped me the most is just Tracy Rodriguez. She's a person who is has her own website in regards to EDS, hypermobility, mast cells, dysautonomia, all that kind of stuff. And I go on it and I pay $60 for the whole year and I get these videos that have taught me a lot.